welcome to Becoming Fruitful. Igama Umahalia, for those of you who are meeting me for the first time. Guess where am I today? Ngisekasi lamakasi. So it's right in People's on 4. Namhlanje we are going to interview the owner of this building, a businesswoman by the name of Ms Thandile Meyiswa. Let's know as FRUITFUL. She's a fruitful woman. Come with me, Ms Thandile, and how are you today?
Thank you, Mahalia. I am feeling great. I am feeling good. Business is what I do. Business every day, so I'm very excited about today.
Oh, lovely. So tell us more about yourself. Who is Ms Thandile and where are you from?
Okay, so Thandile is your route girl from Eastern Cape, Congo, and I relocated just like most people in 1998 to further my studies in Johannesburg. I studied human resources management and I've been working in the training industry for more than 23 years now. After 18 years of working for many big corporates, I decided I think it is time now to run my own thing. And really that whole thing of me venturing into business was inspired by where I come from and just looking at the level of poverty and how we can rise above it coming from rural areas. For me, the only key that I had was the education that my parents could afford to give me. So I then fell in love with training purely because I could see what it can do to a person. I could see how it can change someone. Because if you actually compare, if you look at someone from the rural areas who didn't get the education, they do not get to work for these big corporates. They do not have that tool, the skills that is required to work for these big companies. And I could ultimately be able to open your own business. So I think that's really what inspired me to start.
At what age did you start the business?
Sure, I started at a very, very old age. And I think I started in my 30s.
Your 30s?
Yes.
How old were you?
Sure, I was probably 32 when I started. Yes.
So
the seed was always there, but lack of resources, lack of knowledge, lack of just not knowing where to start was what delayed me the most. Yeah.
Like, so Valerie, Eastern Cape, and how was your upbringing? How did you grow up in Eastern Cape?
So I grew up from a very stable home. I mean, my mother was a teacher, my father was a farmer, so I really do not have the story of I was poor. We could afford the basics. They can afford to take us to school. I come from a family of 5 siblings, and I grew up in a stable home. I grew up in a very loving home, and I always had the support because I remember when I passed matric, I had a choice where I was asked, where do you want to go? And because I had actually visited my sister, cousin sister at the time, and I was inspired, you know, Maufika Ekoli for the first time. And the Tinasafika Nebasi episode, you just see the lights, and then you see
your first time in Joburg.
First time in Joburg from Eastern Cape. And I just saw these lights that were welcoming me to this big city. And then from there, and I was here for a holiday, December holidays, I went back and I told my parents I am going to go to Joburg. I am going to go and make a life for myself in Joburg. And that's exactly what I did.
What opened your eyes to want to do this?
I saw a lot of poverty from Eastern Cape, and I was bothered by what can I do to actually change or maybe make a difference and impact into what's happening there. So then the seed to start Meyiswa Training Academy was planted. And it was also planted because I had a big issue with the quality of education that we got from Eastern Cape. I just find that when you get your matric from Eastern Cape and then you come to the big cities like Johannesburg, you can barely compete with fluent kids that grew up here with all the exposure and the opportunities and even being able to express themselves in English. So I thought, let me do something with education that's going to make a difference. So that's why then we started Meyiswa Training Academy, and I wanted to give give people nationally recognized qualifications. Not qualifications that you can get from a fly-by-night and they don't mean anything. I mean, with the qualifications that we give to
there are
our
lots of
students,
them out there.
there are lots of those out there.
Yeah.
With the qualifications that we give to our students, because they are coming from the CETAs, because we are accredited with the CETAs and QCTO, you can then find them on the SAQA database, the National Learner Records database. So for me, that was to add something solid, something that's going to change someone's life. I am running Meyiswa Training Academy. It's a training institution that is currently registered with 7 CETAs and a QCTO, the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations. This allows us to offer opportunities of learnerships to unemployed. Now that speaks to my vision of offering training not only to unemployed, to corporates as well. Train in many big corporates, your soft skills, your leadership development programs. Those are the stuff that we offer the corporate clientele. And the Meyiswa Training Academy gave birth to Ubomi Student Accommodation, this building that we are seeing outside.
Yeah, I saw it.
We have 18 beds that we are offering to UJ Soweto campus students or any NSFAS funded students, because we are accredited in NSFAS as well. So now this one business gave birth to this. If you also if you also then look at student accommodation as well, I'm still all about the students. Because now it's about when you come from Eastern Cape and you come to this big city, where are you going to stay? And I wanted to build something that is going to be homely for the students, a home away from home. And safe as well. Safety is very important. Then that from the student accommodation, we then started this beauty salon that we're sitting in.
Yeah, I was about to.
Yeah, we then sitting here. This was also a baby that came out of those businesses. And for me, the nail bar and the hair salon came from instilling pride and confidence in African women. Today I look beautiful, you look beautiful. And that just boosts our confidence. That also just makes us to be able to compete with the world. Because if you actually see what is happening out there, there is a lot of effort that is being put on it. And I thought this is another great opportunity.
So what are you specializing in Salomia?
Salomia too, we are specializing in nails, and we do all different types of nails, your acrylic, your gel. People who work here,
it's a nail bar.
It's a nail bar.
So what's the difference between a nail bar and a salon? A
nail bar focuses on the nails.
Nails only.
Purely nails only. So here we are doing nails only. We are specializing in nails. That's why we call it a nail bar. Okay. So you're not going to come to a nail bar and do your hair. We specialize in nails.
Makes a lot of sense. See here you have the MTA nail bar. So I saw I bought outside the salon. Do you also have a salon?
We also have a hair salon, and that is a separate section of it, where now you find there's people that are specializing in nails. So in there you can go and do your weave, do your installations. We do all different types of braiding, and I think the most important part, because all of this was given birth by a training academy, we actually train people how to do nails, because we want people to be able to get the skill and go and open their own businesses. Same applies to the hair section. We also train people how to braid. We also train people how to do installations, so that, I mean, in a country like South Africa where we have so many opportunities, yet people are lacking the skill. So we thought, how can we give back the skill that we already have? So that's what we do.
More like planting back.
And for me, it's also more like, as Black people, we have a lot to offer. So how about we come together and we showcase our skill? I'm passionate about training. Someone else might be passionate about beauty. So I partner with those people to say, let's open something. Let's come together and do something with the skills or the passion that we have.
running the business?
Okay, so when it comes to marriage, if you are a business woman or a businessman, it's important to select your partner very well. My husband is my first supporter. He is actually someone who saw it in me that I can do it, despite the fear that I always had. Because I started late because of the fear of failure and the comfort of a salary. Those were the two things that were holding me back. So my husband was that person that was saying, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And now that I am doing it, he has been seeing what it takes to build each of them. So I think with that support, because I think he is one person who wants to see me succeed the most. So he doesn't mind that I will probably come home late because I've been doing this. He has seen that mostly in training, because it started with study as well. MBA with Henry Business School. That qualification is very taxing. So in there we would sit at school for long hours, come back home after 11, after 12. So from there he could just see that this is going to be taking a lot. So from all of that, he's been more supportive in terms of when I get home, I would find that I don't need to stress about anything. Instead, I get more encouragement. So that makes the difference.
With someone at home or singing,
Yes.
what are the things that they should look for, or your advice when it comes to choosing the right partner as a businesswoman? Give them some light.
Sure, there's no recipe. Eh?
Yes.
There is no recipe really, but when you start dating someone, there's signs. If you are with someone and then when you are with this person, you are able to have a decent conversation about your dreams, about your passion, about where you see yourself. And then the person takes interest. I think that's the best sign. If someone does not take interest, they are worried about, oh, we need to be going and chilling with friends, oh, there's soccer, there's this, there's that, and they are not really there for your business. That's another sign. Because when you then get into that business, the person is not going to be there. Whatever that was priority while you're still dating will remain priority. So look out for the sign and never think a person changes after. So whatever that they show you before,
marriage doesn't change.
Marriage doesn't change a person. Whatever that you have seen during the dating stage is going to multiply in marriage. So those signs, do not ignore them. So if you can see that someone prioritizes friends more, if you can see that this person is just worried about cars, men love cars,
True.
Men love gadgets. So if they prioritize that more than the conversation of let's build a family together, the conversation needs to quickly transition into we want to build stability, we want to build a family, we want to build generational wealth. If you can have conversations around that, I would say you have the right person. If you have a person who distances themselves from such difficult conversations, or real conversations rather, I would say look around.
So what motivates you?
Money, 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 money. Okay, so besides money, coming from Eastern Cape, I am motivated by changing someone's life. In fact, when I was 18, I started repeating a motto to myself that said, I am not my circumstances, I am my possibility.
It's true,
Because coming from rural areas, we can say you come from poverty. Even if I didn't experience hardcore. And then what motivates me every day is the fact that I used education to change myself. So I then started saying, I want to make a difference in someone else's lives. So in the space of training that I'm in, I give learnerships to many students and they get a stipend. And I start those learnerships with a mindset education to say, open here. If you can, and in my mindset sessions, I always say, if you think you can, you can.
You can,
And if you think you can't, you can't.
True.
So nothing is out of your control. You no matter what background you come from, no matter what circumstances you come from, you have the power to change the narrative. And how do you do that? By just changing it here. Don't see yourself as I don't have. I can't. In fact, I teach my kids to remove any negativity from their vocab.
Yeah.
Everything they say, you know how manipulative they are when they're small. And they will say, I can't do this, they hate me. I start from there.
Correcting them.
I correct it from there to say what you speak will manifest, therefore you have to speak positivity. So your mindset, if you can just start seeing things differently, no matter how hard, that's when it starts.
True. What's the most painful thing that you have ever experienced in your life?
Sure. The most
Painful thing that has ever happened to you and pulled strength going.
Now this is going to be very personal, eh? Because you asked me for the most painful
The most painful
thing
yes.
that I've ever gone through.
Yes.
So remember, I
believe
grew up.
every business woman, every businessman, they do go through that.
Yes.
And some, unfortunately, they give up.
They give up.
Or maybe their dreams get shattered and
Yes.
leave everything.
That is so true.
Yeah.
So the most
So take us
painful,
through that.
painful thing that I've ever went through was when my boyfriend committed suicide.
Your
Leaving me
previous partner
Yes.
before marriage.
Yes, so my previous partner committed suicide, leaving me with a 1-year-old child.
Oh, wow.
That
Sorry.
broke me to the core.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I still remember when it happened. By the way, he left a note and blaming me as I'm the reason for that. He was very abusive in the relationship. And when I say abusive, I mean abusive in all forms. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, all of it. So I come from that background. And when I gathered the strength to say I am now walking away from this,
Yeah.
he then committed suicide.
So he didn't want you to leave the relationship.
Yes.
My
I had actually left the relationship. I left everything behind. I went to stay with my sister. Only to get a call a week later that he committed suicide. I blamed myself at the time. I thought it was my fault. I mean, I still had both parents at the time.
Yeah.
So I've never experienced death that was that close to me. This death came into my life and now it is saying it's my fault. And there is a 1-year-old child that is part of this mess. So in that blaming myself and going through the grieving process,
Yeah.
I really wanted to give up. In fact, for the good 6 months, I was not eating properly. I went into depression.
Yeah.
I still remember the job that I was working in at the time. My boss told me that, you know what, if you are not putting yourself together, the company is complaining.
Yes.
Because you are no longer giving what you used to give to this company. And I had to actually leave that job and start afresh. So I was on the verge of losing my job. Luckily, I got another one before I was fired. They were going to fire me because I was depressed. And I started everything afresh 13 years later. So you can imagine someone who's ambitious like me. I felt like 13 years of my life have been flashed down the drain.
So when did this happen exactly? Was it after college or when you were working?
I was already working.
After college.
After college. I was already working. In fact, I was on my third degree because I continued to study with Lisa. So it happened while I was working and studying and then had a child. And my life literally stopped for a good 6 months. And I had to reset. I stayed with my sister for a while I was going through this whole healing process.
Yeah.
I was blaming myself. So for me, it comes back to time heals.
Yeah.
When you go through that,
Yeah.
that gives time.
Yeah.
And such a pain. I mean, my mom came from Eastern Cape to actually be with me so that I can go through this.
Yeah.
So such a pain, it's not something that you can share with your mother, your sister. It's your pain. So God has designed some pain so that you go through that.
Yeah.
So for me, I went through that. Now when I reflect, it was so that I can have a conversation with another woman who's going through this. Because I didn't know that. And I've never gone through something that difficult in my life. So that was the biggest thing that was most painful, that almost got me to give up. But through God and with time, I learned.
So one of the things that you did that you would say they helped find, yes, in healing will and the movie.
Church. I told myself at church.
Yeah.
I was at church 24/7.
Is it?
And that got me to forget.
Okay.
Because I was then doing everything. I was always at church. I was praying. Then with time, I started, I went through counseling as well.
Yeah.
Because for me, I was blaming myself.
Yes.
So with counseling, I then got to understand that was not my fault. That was not me. I had nothing to do with it. In fact, I was not going to stop it. So then when I started accepting that was not my fault, and then I started the healing, then I started gaining my life back, and I started living my life again.
Yeah.
But I think overall it actually took me 2 years to go through that.
Starting out in business, what were the challenges that you faced as a Black entrepreneur?
Funding.
Funding.
We do not have money sharing to start these businesses, so funding was the biggest challenge. And for me, I think the most important thing that I can share with viewers is that we need to learn to give value first. Give value first. How? Most people will go and work with a certain company, take a certain job, and the biggest thing that they are looking for is the salary.
Yeah.
Your money must not be the first thing that you are chasing. Work for free. Build relationships and clients with people.
Yeah.
When you do something for someone, you are giving them value. When you start your business, who is the first person that you think of? It's the one who helped them. They could not pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying people must go around just donating their services for free, because there are people that will take advantage of that.
Yes.
So now when you're giving value first, if you want to work for a certain company, you want to work for Ubomi student accommodation.
Yeah.
Do something for Ubomi student accommodation so that when they need a service, they think of that's exactly what I did. And that's how I started the business. And I started with freelancing. You do not want to make a mistake of completely letting go of the salary. So I started training part-time. Freelance trainer. And then I get a salary there. And I made sure that, you know what, when your salary depends on you, you don't work like you are employed.
True.
You now know that if I don't excel, they are not going to call me that. And that taught me professionalism. That taught me to raise the standards, to raise the bar. And when I kept freelancing and in my free time giving value to other people, because I have all this experience that I've gathered in the years, that then gave me the strength to start. And you will not believe, I never started with any loan from any bank. I actually started with just doing this for that, and then I went to all the companies that I've worked for before. I said, Coco, I'm now accredited. Can you use me? You know me. Most companies, they said, yes, we know you. Just because of the legacy or the footprint that I left with those companies when I was working there. So what I can say to people is that wherever God has placed you right now, work like nobody's business. I always say, when you are a cleaner, be the best cleaner in the world. If you ask me, when it comes to training, very few trainers are like me. I'm the best. And
why do you think
that's how I go out there and say I'm the best?
Tell me, why do you think you're the best trainer?
So it should be my students.
What sets you apart from
what sets me apart from the rest? And I think that speaks to whatever that you are going to be successful. If you are in photography, be the best photographer in the whole world. There must be no other photographer that can compete
like you.
Yes. So how do you know that you're the best? Let's come back to training. I know that I'm the best in training because, number one, if you are in my training, let's say I am training you how to be a facilitator. I will first mirror what I want you to do. And am I to handhold you?
Yeah.
I do not believe in your training where you are given these textbooks that we got from school. What a waste of time.
Yeah,
because you try to remember all this theory and it means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was doing the MBA, I said to my supervisor, I just want 50%. Because I want people to say, she has an MBA, which sets me apart. It was about how can I set myself, how can I be different from the rest. So the MBA was that. So when you are then training, or where I am training rather, I walk the talk. I show people how to do it. I demonstrate, then I hand hold.
So you're hands-on with training.
I am hands-on with training. In my training, most of the time, I will know what is in the textbook. I will never read it to you. I will tell it like a story, and then I will demonstrate, and then I will say, go and try it out. And then when you try it out, I will coach and I will mentor you. That's my training.
Or what's the most challenging thing you've ever come across in this business?
People.
Yeah.
Because they do not have many people do not have the mindset that I have.
Is it?
I have a mindset of no matter how hard things are, I will conquer.
Yes.
I never feel I am defeated. I never feel that anything is too hard for me. Most importantly, I never feel inferior.
Yeah.
As black people, we need to have the conversations that so often, maybe coming from the apartheid legacy, our parents have been made to feel that they have
inferior to whites, inferior to blacks with money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Women inferior to husbands.
Yeah, it's so true.
And then from there, they then transferred that to us as their children. My mother, for an example, when I kept saying I want to open my own business, she would try to talk me out of it. To say, why are you stressing yourself? You already have a stable job that is giving you everything you need. Why is this not enough? And for me, I was saying this is not enough. In fact, my mother used to say to us, I'm sending you to school so that you can be able to ask for bread from a white person. And that used to upset me. And I used to ask, why should I ask for bread from a white person and not the other way around? Now she was coming from that by the advantage. With us, we are coming from the parents who have told us not to go there because from them they were never allowed to dream like that. So now that we are allowed to dream like that, we need to catch up. So for me, number one, I don't have time, and then number two, I then find that when people are not having the right mindset, that you know that she said, we are very much capable. We are late. Let's work now. Dragging their feet. And when I work with someone who is saying it's hard, I can't, it's that person, never mind the outside world. What can you do? And fix it. So I think that is my biggest challenge. Because all the other challenges I can conquer, but I realize that I can never change another person. They can only change themselves.
That is so true. That is so true. So tell me, what do you value the most?
Family, yes. Besides family, because my family comes first. I am very family orientated. And then what comes after that would be I value success. I want to be successful. And I am not what is the right way when you are playing it down? I go all out for it. For me, when I leave this world, I want to be known as someone who made a difference to so many lives. But most importantly, I want to be one of the well-known successful women. So I value success.
So what are your principles like in business? How important it is to have principles in business, and what are yours?
It's very important to have principles in business, because if you are not principled, chances of you seeing your business through the tough times are very slim. Principles are the rules that will keep you grounded when you want to give up. I'm a hard worker. And for me, that's just a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
Yeah.
If you find smart ways of working, yes. Lazy people, for me, it's a no-no. Get up, do it. There are some days where I just do not feel like getting up. I am lazy just like everyone, but I will push myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, respect people. This one comes from my mother.
Yeah.
My mother kept saying to me, no matter what God can do, no matter how rich you can be,
Yeah.
respect
Yeah.
people. So when it comes to their whether you have something or you don't have anything, I just respect you as a person.
Yes.
So I had that. 3, my other principle is when it comes to my clients, I never want to be seen as action. Let's just give it to her. I do whatever it takes.
Yes.
So my other principle is deliver, get things done. You must be known for getting things done.
Yeah.
And so if you actually can go to all my clients, they will tell you that we start training academy. All students have secret certificates. To get those certificates
Yeah.
is a nightmare. And so it's hard work, deliver, respect people, and just live. I am that one person. I do not want to get bored.
So how do you recharge after all the hard work?
I actually like to sit with friends and then we have just time to chill.
Yeah.
And these days, my recharge strategies have changed. Before, I was just going to say, you know what, let's go out, let's have fun.
Yeah.
But these days, I also just want to be alone.
Yes.
I just now also recharge my mind. I just want to be alone and just meditate. I meditate a lot, something that I didn't know before. So I just try to clear the head through meditation.
Yeah.
I take walks in the parks on weekends. In fact, this morning I started at the park because I just wanted to walk around the trees and just meditate. So I think that's how I recharge.
Okay. So how important it is to have God in your life? You did mention earlier that you sometimes go to church and how church helped you in finding healing.
You know, interesting enough, my journey has pushed me to seek more a relationship with God.
Yeah.
And not through any person or not through any church.
Yeah.
Right now, I pray and I pray alone and I pray with my family.
How important it is to fix each other's crown as women.
I also feel, Uguti, as women, we are not supporting each other enough. And when we do, maybe the intentions are not coming out as pure.
Yeah.
I think as women, let's actually be decisive and actively have get-togethers. In your circle of friends,
Yeah.
call them out, have some tea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about things.
Yeah.
Let's open doors for each other. Let's empower each other. Let's not wait for a conference as our formal copy.
Yes.
Why mina endlini yami ngingabizi my group of women?
Yeah.
Let's have tea and let's sort each other. Let's fix each other's crowns. So we're not doing enough of that.
Yeah.
And I also realize, Uguti, sometimes we are also just not open. We don't want to share the experiences that we're going through. Why uzothola kubune a lot of first black women,
Yeah.
flex black women, you know, I'm in the training business.
Yes.
I already have 3 examples
Yes.
of other women that I have helped open their own businesses. Some of them, they are even more successful than me.
Yeah.
I am not threatened one bit. I have now this circle of friendship that is successful.
And
It
feels good.
it feels so good. It's
Yeah.
so liberating. So let's have more of that. Why Uzoba the only black woman who is doing this? If you are good at something, please pass it on to others.
To
That much.
others.
The pie is big enough for all of us. Yes, but
Yeah.
it's big enough. Yeah, but you know, someone once said, would you rather have a grape
Yeah.
or a slice of a watermelon?
Yeah.
Grape,
Yeah.
watermelon, you can
Half of it. Yes.
you can eat. So let's have a half of ungafuni grape, you got
It's true.
yeah, but So I also feel, so my advice, I would just say, as women, can we actively do tea parties? Call women. This is the man. Speaking to Lana and empower each other. Sizo progress among. Sizo progress among. Yes, it mabuta abafazi imobo. That is so true.
Yeah.
Yes, we are strong. We are the ones that are running households. You know that, and it's been like that for decades. Our parents, our grandparents, women run the household. We want to eat umuzongena umuntu ongumama. Disorganized. Uthola kungaphekwanga nokupheka. Whereas ungumuntu ongumama. Mangaba kungana grocery kuyala manje. Siyahlanganisa thina, we will make a plan. So thina singabomama siyafudumeza. We get things done. Abobaba abaphiwanga nje nathi.
Yes.
That's why ngiyabona mawufumene ubaba embraceayo this woman and supports this woman. That household is fly like this.
So him as well.
Yes. So if as women we can be empowered, we can focus more on fixing each other's crowns. Babekila bo baba is we are
Different.
right. Let's be honest. At the background, we need That's so important that you empower us because it's about
So we run the world.
We run the world. We do.
Yeah. Okay, so Thandile, it was really wonderful. Like talking to you, I'm really like motivated. I'm inspired, yes, to see women like you. I would like us to go outside and I want you to show me around and say that you've done like much well for yourself. So I want the viewers to also have a look at the things that you are doing. Can you please take us?
Okay, I'll do that.
Before we go, Thandile, what would you love to say to the viewers?
Okay, so to the viewers of Becoming Fruitful, I would like to say your dreams are valid. Go out there and chase your dreams. Keep saying to yourself, I am not my circumstances. No matter how hard things can be, you are not those circumstances. You are your possibilities. Meaning you can change your life today. You can get up and say, if someone like Thandile, coming from the rural of the Eastern Cape, can come to Joburg and make a life for herself and make we employ more than 20 people in all these businesses. If I can do it, you can also do it. You just need to start today. Seek advice, get yourself mentors, get yourself coaches, use social media to grow. You know, it's all good and well to get to social media and have fun and just enjoy the content that people are putting there. But spend more time going through content that is going to be elevating you, that is going to be changing you, that is going to be helping you. God didn't put you in the world by mistake. You have a vision. Make sure you don't take it to the world.
I love it. I like it. Alright, let's go. Show us around.
So this is our beautiful nail bar, and we have our committed ladies here that know your nails inside out, and that's why we call it a nail bar. Because in here we are focusing on nails. So if you want any different kinds of nails, you will be talking to them when you interview them. They will tell you everything that we offer here. And then now we're doing our pedis, so soak your feet. Yes, you soak your feet, you sit comfortable. These are massage chairs, they are going to massage you. And really just to de-stress. And really here we are saying we're bringing Soweto we're bringing Sentin to Soweto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why we made it look like this.
Okay.
So this is where we run our classes. Yes. Welcome our visitors no matter what we're here for. This is our reception area. We take your details, the entry register, so that we can see who's here. And for safety and security, you see that we have these buttons where we lock. Unless we must be fast. So we are because kuphele phansi sophinde usifake.
So sifake classic.
No problem. So we start here. IT gurus, they do graphic design, they build websites, they do posters, they design our posters. From here, I'll show you one of our seats here. And these are the people that used to be our students. So they started with us, they do graphic design, they design posters. Our website, if you actually go to our website, www.meyiswa.co.za, the people that sit here, they came up with that. The youngsters, they will take your business to the next level. Yeah, so it's all student accommodation, yeah? Yes. So look at our student accommodation. So when our students come in, they will get a single bed, they get a study desk, they get wardrobes, they get a mini fridge, bar fridge. Yeah.
Okay. This is beautiful. I love this.
Thank you. So this one will be for a single student. Yeah. So this is where we keep our files. If you can look that side, we nicely displayed all the accreditation we have with the cities.
7 of them.
Yes, and the other one is City O, so it's 6 and City O. Because our country has 21 cities.
Yeah.
So out of the 21 we have 6. The whole education landscape is now transitioning to City O. All the qualifications that were being offered by CETAs called historical, they are being phased out by June, meaning everything will be through City. This is where the cooking happens a lot. Yeah, so it's all student accommodation. Yeah.
And this is the wardrobe.
The beauty of this one is that it has the built-in. So you have
and
a toilet and a shower hidden here.
Come and see. This is beautiful. That's how you pick us. I'm making something magic. Okay.
We want our students to be very comfortable.
Yeah.
The reason why we have this, we recently got accreditation for early childhood development.
Yeah.
In that, people who want to be teachers at crash.
Oh, okay.
So they need to go through early childhood development, which is accredited by QCTO. So we've got that.
Okay. So who provides the baby? Then they come with
Fully
that.
furnished. When a student comes to our accommodation, they only bring their suitcase with clothes and blankets,
Yeah.
and then their pots and their dishes. That's all.
So you have a kitchen.
Yes, we're going to go to the kitchen now.
Kitchen.
Okay. Now, we wanted it to feel like
I
home.
feel like I'm at home.
We feel like you know the anxiety of you've left home, you're going to an accommodation.
Yes.
So now
Stay by
they'll come
yourself.
here, and then everyone can lock. See, it's locked. You lock them.
So what are we doing, Gashegashelan?
So what I'm currently doing now, I'm removing this coat. As you can see, that it's a top coat.
Yeah.
So it's now, I'm going to say more shaggy. So yeah.
Yeah. So you are more like
Yeah.
If there's any money missing, then you are responsible.
Yeah, I make sure that I'm very strict when it comes to that.
Yeah,
part.
Yes. Okay. So, Ms Thandile, for how long have you known him? And what kind of a person she is?
I would say I've known her for, I think for, let's say plus or minus 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
So you've known each other before you come into work here.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
ever since you know Ms Thandile, umuntu onjani nje?
Yo, strong,
Mhm.
yo, intelligent,
Yeah.
yo.
She's a wonder woman.
Yo, Ms Thandile ke motho o le a batlelang batho ba bang dimpho tse ntle. Hore yena ke motho a hore ke motho a nang le pelo e ntle. Ha batle dimpho tse ntle for yena fela. Wa re kgothaletsa le hore le sekolong we should also go re study re be right like yena,
Yes.
because she's also our role model.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
look out for her.
Yeah, she's the perfect example.
I'm a nail technician.
So you take this year.
Yes.
Tell me more about Ms Thandile.
Okay, I've met Thandile a long time ago.
When was it?
I don't remember the year, but it's been 10 years or more. Yeah.
Okay. So ever since you've known Mrs. Thandile, how would you describe her?
I've known Thandile from church.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I started to meet her.
So you met at
So,
church.
yes, we
Okay.
made a church, so that's where I started knowing her. So at first she was a facilitator.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a businesswoman that I know, and then she's a pioneer of mindset.
Yeah.
So I joined her class. That's where I started to engage with her, know her more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So kunjani ukusebenza Mrs. Thandile?
Working for Thandile, it's nice.
I want the truth.
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. Couldn't be here if
Yeah.
she wasn't that kind of person she is. So I wouldn't be here. I know that you also know that days are not the same.
Yeah.
If you don't do the work that is expected from you,
Yeah.
obvious, she will come for you, and then you will have to explain. That's the truth. That's the truth. So Yeah, that's Thandile. If you are doing good, uzokubonga that you are doing good. But then if you are not doing good, she will correct you. Yeah.
So you love her leadership style.
Definitely.
What have you learned from Ms Thandile as a young female?
She's a go-getter.
Yeah.
She takes risks. Even this salon.
Yeah.
Wash what here? I want a salon.
Yes.
And then it didn't even take 2 months.
Yeah.
She did open it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were launching December and it was a wow. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nembali.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, I'm good, super. So, what are you doing here?
Braiding hair, styling hair. We also have a barber which is off today.
Yeah.
My name is Nilsa Afonso. I'm a hairstylist here and also yes.
So, how is it like working here?
I can say it's very nice and fun.
Yeah.
People here, we are family. It is each other's sisters.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you have that family relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So for how long have you known Ms Thandile,
Um,
your boss?
It's been, I think, since last year, mid-December.
Okay.
Yes, that's when we met, and Sisi gave me this opportunity of being a hairstylist and manager here.
So when you started here, you started as a
I
trainee.
started as a hairstylist because I'm a professional hairstylist.
You came already
Yes,
a stylist.
yes, a stylist.
Okay. So you were
yes.
hired.
I was hired.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you receive any training from this place?
Yes, I did, because every day we learn.
Yeah.
So Sisi will put you onto something. What do you like and whatever,
Yeah.
and then she just puts you. Yes, that's what she does, and she's even prepared to also send me to school to just learn more.
Is it?
Yes,
Wow.
that's how good she is.
Alright. So with Ms Thandile, what have you learned from her?
That umuntu ngabantu.
Oh, she
Yeah.
has humility.
Yes, she has humility. She doesn't show that boss thing. So like if she's here, you say that if you do know that she's the boss, you just be like,
she's
yeah,
one of
she's
your
one of
colleagues.
yes. You didn't say she's the boss, so
Yeah.
she even told us not to call her like Sis Thandile and stuff like Sis Thandile, but we just chose to say Sis
Yeah,
Thandile out of
respect.
respect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So ever since umazi umuntu onjani?
Umuntu right, ufuna ukuphatha abantu ngendlela naye afuna ukuphathwa ngayo. Who takes like very seriously,
Yeah.
who loves umsebenzi wakhe and wants another person to learn from her.
Yes.
You don't even have to ask her to be your mentor. She's already your
She's
mentor.
already
yeah.
that. Okay. So,
Well, thank you
so
so much.
wonderful day. I'm leaving now. Bye bye guys.
Bye.
Hi my fruitful people, thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome once again to this channel and thank you so much for watching until the end. Please do not make the mistake of watching this channel until the end without subscribing. Please subscribe and join the family. I welcome you as you do so. Once again, Umahali Agelo. I hope you were inspired by today's episode, the interview. I myself was inspired by Ms Thandile. Nanfuthi Nisbonele. Ms Thandile, indeed, she is a pioneer of mindset and a fruitful woman. Really someone worth looking up to in our society today. I hope you were really blessed. Please don't forget to subscribe. Asibona futhi next time. Ungakhohlwa ukuthi mina ngiyazithandela nawe and wena ayikho into ozoyenza ngalokho. Until next time.